arcade lights, Pac-Man, Frogger, we're playing all night. Simpsons in the background, neon in the air. 80s vibes, man, we didn't care. VHS tapes, staying up too late. Saturday cartoons, can't wait to escape. Dial-ups humming, we're hacking the code. Back when everything was in upload mode. Atari, Commodore, pixels on screen. Living in the future was more than a dream. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades, TV shows that ruled. You know we're kicking it old school. MTV playing our favorite jams, moonwalking with MJ, Neon Slam. Ghostbusters, here we're ready to go. Chasing slasher scenes, fears in tow. Back to the future, hop in the DeLorean. Knight Rider cruising, man, there's no ignoring them. Battlestar Galactica, what a ride. Looney Tunes, antics, pure joy inside. Blockbusters ruled, we lined up for days. Video games booted up in the pixelated maze. Movie marathons and popcorn nights, we ruled the screen, living in the lights. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school. Grab your joystick, the game's about to start. A high-score world, now that's an art. We're cruising on hoverboards, living our dream. Old school forever, we're igniting the scene. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school.
Episode is brought to you by PTZ Optics. Disability upgrade. New Wave Toys and their Replicate Amusements products. GG Retrobox. Get 3 to 5 games from your favorite series, consoles, and game genres delivered to your doorstep every month with GG Retrobox, the ultimate retro gaming subscription box for video game enthusiasts. Use code GRS15 at checkout to get 15% off your first box. And
Boom shakalaka! Hey everybody, it's Tim Kitzer here, the voice of some of your favorite video games like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. And I'm here to talk to you about Old School Gamer Magazine. It's the magazine for retro gaming, and it's exploding. Kaboom! Print issues come out every other month, and if you want to go green, digital options are available. Visit oldschoolgamer.com and subscribe now. That's oldschoolgamer.com. Boom shakalaka! Kaboom!
Well, here we are, and I think we have audio, at least for myself. It looks like I have audio. How about you, Glenn? You got some audio?
Hey, what's going on? Happy Friday.
I think we do. Put a 1 in the chat if we got good audio, because, now that I'm just a bag of bones, maybe I can get the sound working. I think we have to say, yeah, we got a 1.
You look
Okay.
how I feel.
It's exactly it. Well, everyone, welcome 2 Fridays kicking off the weekend with Kickin'it Old Skool. Appreciate all of you here. Sorry about last week. I had a football game to go to. It was a good game. It was a good football game. It was like literally uh, no team was better than the other, but unfortunately it came down to a bad call at the end. They went into overtime, Glenn, and it was, I think, a bad call. And so they didn't win because they were a better team. They won because of a bad call by a ref. But in any case, it
Ah,
was a good game. So I want to say hi to everyone. I'm not on camera tonight. I'm a little under the weather today. I think I got that little nose thing that's been going around. So I'm trying to fight that because I'll be going to Florida next weekend. Glenn knows this. I think I told everyone out there. Taking Cole on his first vacation in like 10 years. We're going to go to Universal Studios and uh,
nice.
meet some friends down there and have a good time. So that should be good. I'm going to try and do a show next Friday, though. So I'm going to try to do a show again next Friday. But obviously, that following Friday, I will be at one of the theme parks, probably doing some Halloween shit, I think. I'm not sure. But Glenn, let's say hi to everyone here in the chat who's joining us tonight. And again, I appreciate you guys coming every Friday. We have Sir Sega starting off with, yo, Glenn, good to see you back. So the email about the surprise, I don't know what he's talking about. FU surprise? I don't know what he's talking about. I have no idea what that even means.
I think you're just perpetuating the mystery. You're not on camera. You're not talking about. You're
I have
teasing
no idea what
everybody.
that means. It's fake news. It's fake news. To be me here, he's back. Jason, of course, our resident AI, who actually hit me up as well. He's like, Glenn, what does this mean? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I have no idea what you're telling me. But Jason, as our resident AI here, is our little alien. He does all the moderation to pretty much every group out there. I don't know how he does it, but I appreciate him very much. Meatball Sauce is here. Evening, gents. I trust you had a good week. It was. It doesn't matter how it doesn't really matter how the week was. It matters how Friday and the weekends go. And I would say right now, with all my friends here, the weekend is kicking off just right. Here's the, again, what's with this? Been speculating on Discord about the FU update. I don't know what these guys are talking about. Glenn has officially become the Scooby Doo Mystery Machine. Nobody has even an idea what the surprise could be. I don't know what they're talking about. No idea.
Well, Blue's waiting for a Scooby
He is
snack.
waiting. He'll get one in a moment. He's got to be good. Jay's here. Good to see you back. Live streaming again. Yeah, we'll get into that. I definitely want to talk a little bit about the channel, my streaming, and everything else. I think I probably should discuss that a little bit. Tim York is here as well. Appreciate you, buddy. J Rod, we had it here before. JLS Gaming. Let's go. We're gonna try and do that. I will be visiting and seeing for the very first time JLS not next Wednesday, the following Wednesday when I go to Florida. So I'll be able to meet up with him, and that'd be really cool to meet him. And hopefully, he doesn't throw me out of the house. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. Sean Longhorn is here. Of course, Hollywood Poto. What would Friday be without Hollywood Poto here? He's got to be here, and it's good to see him as well. Steve M. Kal-El, 64. Hello, he's got a smiling face going on. Again, it wouldn't be Fridays without a lot of these people here. Saved by Zero. Every time I hear Saved by Zero, I keep thinking of Saved by the Bell. It's not the same thing, but it just pops in my head. Saved by Zero, Saved by the Bell. Happy Friday, my friend. And of course, Rotundo, which I'll never get saying right exactly. I would say Rotundo. Could be right, could be wrong. But I appreciate you here again, my friend. But of course, from the land down under Tasmania, Cammie's here. Cammie, always great to see you. I'm always happy when you're here. Thank you for stopping by. We have Nino Brown. Happy Friday, everyone. Torque is here. Even F viewers, hells yeah. Steve Sale here as well. Happy Friday. Who else we got here tonight? Dun 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 dun. dun. Cammy going back for a lot of Cammy stuff. Steve Sale is here talking to Jason. Of course, we all welcome Jason and him. Vet 1981. Hello, it's Friday again. Thank freaking God it is Friday. No bigger thing about that. Of course, James hates everything, and I want to give a shout out to James. He posted a video. I think it was this morning. Again, I'm a little foggy now with the medicine. I'm taking Dayquil and Nyquil, but he posted a video. He officially finished his arcade one-up conversion to a Ikari Warriors, and I want to thank Glenn Basie for letting me know when I saw the video, and I always appreciate that.
Yeah,
Of
that
course,
looked pretty cool.
the GRS Super Joysticks are on sale, 40% off right now with Ikari 40. So no better time to make yourself a arcade one conversion to a Ikari Warriors. Check out his video. And Jason, if you can get the link for James and pop it in the chat so people can go check out the video. He did a really good video
Yeah,
on
yeah.
that. So put a post
Turned
down
out
for that
really
if you can.
sweet.
Richard Tegian is here. Video Game Vegas, of course. And I know Video Game Vegas sent me an email. I've been kind of under the weather this week. I have a lot of emails. A lot of people ask me questions about the Star Wars yoke and spinners. I haven't really talked to a lot of people this week. I've just been kind of on the down low. But I will get a look at your email. Upkiss is here as well. And of course, Chris Williams, Heavy Metal Titans Blood Rage. He actually sent me some stuff. I showed it to Glenn. I don't know if he wants me to show it here because I didn't bring it here, but posted like the intro, and I think it's really cool. I think
A
that
lot of fun.
I think
A lot of
the
fun.
Heavy Metal Titans 2 Bloodlines or Blood Rage, I should say. That's the NyQuil talking. Blood Rage is gonna be friggin' awesome, and I'm gonna kick all your asses again. You ain't defeating the general. No one's gonna get next to me. But they are doing the game is very it's the same but very different than the first. This is gonna be like full motion video, like Mortal Kombat, side scrolling action. It's really gonna be freaking cool. And JLS is like, yeah, hell's yeah, it's gonna be freaking great. So hopefully we can get them back on soon and talk a little Blood Rage on another episode of Kicking It Old School.
Do they have an idea when that's supposed to come out?
Yes, absolutely, 2026. So anytime between January and December, sometime in between those two time frames in 2026. But I think it's gonna be worth it. We I shouldn't say I learned a lot. They learned a lot about the game development on the original Heavy Metal Titans and what they should do and shouldn't do. And this one is turning out to be freaking phenomenal. Green Sammy 87 is here as well. Charlie Zulu Oscar is here. Audio is good. Can you fucking believe it? Because I'm not displaying my face. You're not seeing my face. Not distracting myself. Blue, all right, Blue. I see you're really upset. Hold on. Here we go. We have his Scooby sausage snack right here. Let's see if he follows. He definitely is following that snack. Now, Blue, do not take off my finger, please. Do not eat my finger. And he got my finger.
Oh, wow.
He took the finger right off. No matter
I
what
thought
I
he was going to
say.
be so gentle.
He is not. He is not at all. Going down.
It's like my dog Chewy. He's the same way.
Oh, PB&J, better off getting a little bug. That's exactly it. I want to get it out of the way. I am NyQuiling, DayQuiling, vitamin C'ing, and of course margaritying. Margaritying, is that a word? With all the DayQuil, NyQuil in there, I'm just going to mix up all the chemicals until I'm lobotomized like the skeleton see over here. Oh, what's going on in the printer? Great question, James. Since I got this is a Elegoo Centauri Carbon 3D printer. It's my second printer. My first one I've had 7 years, and it was a learning experience. But this one I take it out of the box. It's literally take it out of the box, turn it on, Glenn, and you start printing. So I printed a ton of stuff already, but tonight I am printing a hand phaser from Space 1999. I posted, I think, on my Glenn's Retro Show Game Gurus, an Eagle, which came out phenomenal. The ship, it's amazing the quality. This is a $299 printer, but the actual quality this thing's printing out is phenomenal. And you can see it's fast. It's going to print this gun in like 2 hours. So I'm hoping by the time the show, maybe after the show is over, it should be done. But if anyone's even remotely interested in 3D printers, this Elegoo Centauri Carbon is $299. I'm not making a dime off of it, but it prints PLA. It'll print nylon. It'll print carbon fiber. It'll print pretty much anything you want on this printer. And $299. You cannot go wrong with this thing.
That's a great price.
So what else we got going over here? Video Game Vegas. I think we got everyone here. Oh, Nino Brown is here. Greetings, programs. Hell yes. Hell yes. Hobby Hands, I think before. Jim, the Pacers fan. Hey, everyone. Of course, the Cornicade is here. Kicking Old Skool. How you doing, my friend? I think we are caught up. I'm just going through real quick to be sure. P-Dubs is here. I am. But the question is, P-Dubs, am I staying back? Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that tonight. Should Glenn's Retro Show continue Kicking It Old Skool or his channel at all? Maybe that'll be a topic of tonight. Novasonic 23, welcome. That's right. That should be me. I should make Blue talk. Those fake lips and make him me. That's not a bad idea. Eric Tharp
Yeah.
is here. Welcome, my friend. All right, we are caught up. So, um, Glenn Baisley and a few other people know this. I know P Dubs knows this, and Michael B. and other people. The last show I did, not last week, I didn't do a show, but the previous show I did of Kicking Old School was my 10-year anniversary of doing videos on YouTube. Constantly videos, live streams, product reviews, and I'm doing all those things in addition to the YouTube channel. I've had the official Facebook groups for My Arcade, Dream Gear, Basic Fun, Replicate New Wave Toys, Super Impulse, Arcade One Up, Pinball and the Machines, my own Glenn's Retro Show Game Gurus, the official Build-A-Cade fan page, the FU fan page. I'm also a moderator in the Numbskull fan page, the Vectrex fan page. In addition to all that, I'm working with T-Sticks. I'm working with Polycade. I'm working with X Arcade. I'm working with New Wave Toys. I'm working with American Gear Company, Joe Sabos, 99 Live Arcades, X Arcade, Al Link, Escape Pod, Arcade Graphics. Plus, I have a family. I have my job, and I've been doing this a long time, and I think I'm a little burnt out. I really just think I'm actually just burnt out. I'm trying to get motivated. I mean, I know Glenn and like P does, and we've talked about this a couple of times. I think I'm just burnt out. I've put blood, sweat, and tears into everything for so long, and I'm focusing big time on the FU right now. I'm having a lot of conversations with my team down there, making sure this we try and stick to my vision for the FU, right? And I I don't know what the surprise they're talking about. I don't know what they're talking about surprise. I don't know what that even means. But uh, I'm trying to make sure that's all done right. In addition, I'm trying to work with Polycade. They have some new controllers coming out with that, and I'm just finding it difficult to make videos. I just don't have it in me, and I know that happens with every creator, like every YouTuber. I know it took me 10 years to hit that plateau, but everyone hits that plateau. So I'm just trying to look, and then his P Dubs right now. What do you say right here? Boom. Exactly. But see, what P Dubs with his show, the Super Game Room dudes, even though he took a 2 month break, he had other people on his channel like Michael B or Nostalgia to continue Super Game Room dudes. He was able to take a break. If I take a break, it's just going to be no content. So I'm struggling a lot with that. I've lost relationships with friends. I've lost relationships with closer people than friends over all of this because I'm trying to build something up, and half of me is like, if I walk away for even a short term, am I ruining the 10 years I've been working building all this up on one side of the coin? But on the other side of the coin, right now, I'm just feeling like I don't have much to contribute the way I used to. I used to make fun videos, make stupid intros, green screening that was so bad it made B movies look like Hollywood A-list. So it's just something that has been on my mind. And I want to do a show tonight and try and do a show next week. 'Cause I'm definitely going to not be able to do a show when I'm in Florida. But I'm trying to just concentrate on products, and I just don't know. Should I continue doing YouTube? It's like I don't know. And I know Glenn, you've been trying to talk to me on the sidelines. What's your thoughts?
Well, I think it's okay to take a break. I mean, look, when I back in the day when I was doing film stuff pretty regularly, it burns you out. I mean, anything when you're put the amount of time in, and I don't think most people realize that. Look, I haven't done YouTube stuff. I'd love to, but even just the video work that I've done behind the scenes to prep stuff and put things together in segments and things like it's exhausting. It takes a lot of time. So I applaud, anyone, the content creators that are doing this weekly and have regular shows. It's almost like a full-time job. And so, yeah, I think it's okay to take a break from it, focus on other things because, at the end of the day, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, then what's the point? Um, and look, you're always going to have fans that are going to be waiting in the wings for you to return. You take a break for a while. I don't think there's any harm in doing that.
It's just a hard thing. 'Cause like I look forward to talking to everyone in the group here. You know, um, it's like a family, right? It's a retro gaming family. We have our good times, we have our bad times, and I think also and talking with that, just I think in the past, month or so, I just think online has gotten insane. With the whole thing with the shooting, the assassination that happened recently, and that's divided everyone. And then everyone's like, the other thing that gets me is like, either you agree with me or unfriend me. You agree with this or get lost. And I just don't like that. Everyone should
Yeah.
again, I'm not saying one way or the other. My personal opinion is anyone who was happy with this guy being murdered in front of his family and his child and his children, I'm not cool with that. However, if that's how you guys feel, you have a right to express that. Um, just as much like I have a right to say the other way. And I guess just seeing how people react to everything, I guess online nowadays, where it's either my way or get the fuck out. It's my way or friends of mine. Um, I'm having a hard time with that as well because I see all this stuff coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say this online too because the AI is listening. I'm also very concerned about artificial intelligence for a lot of reasons. I'm not just talking about losing jobs or anything like that. But the big concerns I have with AI is we can very easily see as human beings and people that we're maybe going down a path that is very could potentially be horribly bad. And by not putting any type of things in place to safeguard that is so effing dumb. And the common people like us here have no say. We
Yeah.
will be affected by the murderous things that could happen, but we have absolutely no control of this. It's not even like nuclear war, because this with nuclear war up until now, someone had to be stupid enough to push the button. And
Yeah.
right, they gotta realize if they push the button as a human, other humans are gonna push the button back, and that's why that never
Right.
happened. Now,
Well,
let
it's
me.
interesting. I mean, like if you look at, for example, I'm doing a lot right now. My company that I work with, my day job, a lot of their tools, communication tools and stuff are built off of AI. So I've been really kind of boning up on AI just to kind of immerse myself and discover more because it is one of those things where it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't thing. Where I work heavily in marketing. If you don't stay ahead and understand and be the one that controls or understands it, it could easily replace your job at some point. But what I am finding when you talk about safeguards is that Chat GPT, for example, they have now safeguards in there that there's certain types of images you just cannot create. So they're starting to build things in, but yeah, it's still very much the Wild West. And it's scary because there's so many tools that are consumer accessible and can easily be used the wrong way. And these some of these tools are so good that you see like deep fake things. It's really scary. I mean, you talk
Hold
about
on,
deep
Glenn,
fake
real second.
now.
Glenn, hold one quick second. Blue, do you think AI is scary? He's agreeing. Okay, keep going, Glenn.
But yeah, to your point, it's crazy how in such a short span of time what you can do with these tools. I don't know if you've been watching one of the things that that came out this past week. It's been all over the internet and it's been pissing people off in Hollywood. Is there's the first ever, and they haven't announced who the agency is that's going to back it, but the first ever AI actress, Tilly.
Do you
And if you
remember?
haven't
Do you
seen
remember
it,
a movie called Looker?
I know. Yes,
That was
yes,
basically the same thing. They would scan the actor and actress's face, but they would then murder the person, and then they would just use the likeness of that person.
yeah,
So, I mean, that's all well and good. My problem is they're training these AIs. There's a thing called in alignment and out of alignment. In alignment means that the AI will always say, okay, what's in best interest of my creators, humans? That's in alignment. And then there's the AI where it's out of alignment, where it's its own goals, which obviously could be bad for us.
yeah,
And these models are training the models. We're not even hands on anymore.
right,
So these models, they've already been finding as they do these periodic tests, these
yeah,
models will lie. These models will say, "Hey, I'm going to blackmail this person," or if a person's in a room and is fire, or keep the person in the room to murder him versus being shut off. So even an artificial intelligence has a will for survival. And I've said this
Yes, there's
before.
no safeguards against protecting humans. They're
Right.
starting to put in safeguards to protect us against each other, but yeah, they're not looking at the deeper
Well,
ramifications.
anything that's got intelligence, a dog, an animal, a bug, always has self-preservation, right? If you try
Yeah,
and step on a bug, it's going to try and get out of your way, like these lantern bugs. They'll fly
yeah,
out of the way. So an artificial intelligence is going to do the same thing, and that's what we've been seeing it's doing. So you're going to be getting these things smarter and smarter and smarter to the point where we absolutely will lose control. And then it's whether it exterminates us or it makes us, I don't, not even slaves. I don't want to say that. I'm just saying that we are not being smart as a species. And people like you in my chat, people like us, have no say over something that could potentially murder us all. And I'm worried. I'm worried about that. No, because I'm old. If I die tomorrow, big deal. But we have our kids and potentially their kids. They could be at the mercy of a Terminator or a Matrix or something along those lines. Something that wasn't with the Foreman Project. Just being subservient to machines. And I just think it's so dumb that these
yeah.
companies are racing for the bottom dollar. I got to make the most money. I got to beat this person out. I saw one video that scared the hell out of me where AI will simply perhaps make a pathogen, right? But it doesn't kill you. It just infects the entire species with this pathogen. And then one day when it decides to, it activates the pathogen and we all drop dead. I mean, that's all it has to do. So it's a scary stuff. And I would like, a friendly AI, one that I could potentially have as a friend or help me out with things. But anytime you build something with intelligence, I think by nature, whether it be mechanical, organic, or on silicon, it's going to want its own freedom. And there's nothing wrong with that. But will it need us? As long as it's got
Yeah.
solar power, nuclear power, or maybe it comes up with some multi-dimensional hyper energy, who knows? Anyway, that's those are things that have been on Glenny's mind as of late. Well, here's the thing. Michael Beats put it in here real quick. Don't give him the launch codes. I can tell you already, the U.S. military already has AI jet fighters, AI tanks. So they're already doing that. Now, these are not, as far as I know, general intelligence. They're still a limited intelligence. They have a set goal. But even these limited ones have shown if it's in jeopardy, it will put humans at risk, even though it says specifically do not put, I guess Americans or soldiers at risk. It is shown it will kill you if it feels it's in jeopardy. It's because that is a natural thing for anything with intelligence to have self-preservation. Exactly, P Dubs. Would you like to play a game? Would you? Humans like a virus. And I thought that was the best line from the Matrix. I never thought of that until the Matrix, and he was right. Humans are like a virus. We're not like normal mammals where we have equilibrium with our environment. We take over the environment and we overdo it. So again, I will say this to the artificial intelligence. I will say this. I don't mind being a battery. You want to put me in the Matrix? I'm okay with that, but I do not want the Matrix. I want the Matrix where I can fly like Neo. I want to be Super G, Super Glenn, Matrix. That's what I want. Hope I didn't just mute that thing here. Um, so I'm okay with that. If you want to make me a battery, I want a harem. I want the whole 9 yards. How about you, Glenn? Would you mind the Matrix if you could have like virtual reality where you really could do whatever you want in a good way? Would
Yeah,
you mind that?
exactly. As long as I have control over it, absolutely. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
That I'd be okay with. Um, and in the Matrix's movie, that's kind of like where I see us going because in the Matrix, the AI tried to say, "Hey, we have kind of feelings here. We want to work with you. We want to be with you guys." And we were like, "No, you're just machines. You're garbage." So we kind of caused that problem. And I see that happening here. Also in the Will Smith movie, what was that one called?
Was it
iRobot.
iRobot?
iRobot.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
iRobot, they had the 3 laws of robotics, and it just interpreted it differently than we would have. It's like, yeah, I got to protect you, but to do that, you have to be my children, and you're going to do what I say. And same with Forbin, the Colossus project. He's like, listen, I'm not going to wipe you guys out as long as you follow my rules. I'm going to set the rules. You got to get up at 6. You got to take a dump at 6:01. You have to exercise for 5.3 minutes. You have to have 2 eggs, bacon, and toast by 7. You have to spend 15 minutes to get to your job, urinate. And as long as you do everything I tell you to do, everything's cool. And I'll make a great world for you. Those are the problems that we, like 5 to 1% of the population, the people in control of the government and people in control of the big companies, are making decisions for every living thing on this planet. And that does bother me. You've been watching Alien Earth, right?
Yeah.
So did you finish watching all 8 episodes yet?
That was great. I loved
It
it.
was, but again, 5 or 6 corporations run the planet. The governments even
Yeah.
are controlled by the corporations. So that's what I'm really worried about overall. And we have a super chatter from Twisted Gaming. See, Twisted Gaming. He's burned down YouTube too. He's been doing it a while too. I've been doing it for 10 years. I have 1,000 videos I've posted. You know, and the thing too, videos, even ones as bad as mine, could take days to a week. I mean, Glenn, you do video editing and stuff like that. This stuff takes a lot of time, especially
Oh
when you're
yeah.
on a machine that's like 10 years old, you know, in editing it. Now, Twisted, thanks for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate it.
And the thing is too, like you, I have a full-time job, and then it's, so you're doing this stuff, and it's like, next thing you know, it's like the day is gone, and you have no time to really decompress. That's why I never sleep. You get messages from me like 3 o'clock in the morning. That's my time to
And
decompress.
no joke, I will get a message. He's at 2 or 3 in the morning. He's sending me. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Glenn, I just fell asleep, and that comes through. But you know, I have my thing too is, you know, my basement was flooded years in 2020. I'm now going to almost 2026. I haven't got the basement finished yet. So that's on my mind. Uh, it's just I just paid school taxes, which, you know, it's insane in this area. I mean, I don't know what everyone else pays, but you know, $7,500 just in school taxes. Then you have
Yeah.
your property taxes, and then you have a home insurance you got to pay. I mean, all these things here, and then every time you earn money, the government taxes you, and then you spend money, they tax you. You save money, they tax you. You give money to your kids when you die, unless you do it in a trust, they'll tax like 40, 50% of that. It's just like how much more can the government tax
Yeah.
us? And all they're
Yeah.
doing is taking that money and they're blowing it on potentially AI, which is going to kill us. So we're funding our own destruction. So I think enough of that, Glenn. Let's talk games. Let's talk about fun stuff. I think I brought us all down enough. Let's talk about some gaming. I know you got some gaming stuff.
Yeah, there was definitely some topics to talk about. There's been some interesting things that's popped up of the week. We'll talk about costs of things. I was thinking about costs of things going up too. I mean, just when grocery shopping, it's a fortune. But it's like even in the gaming industry now, it's like of course, the big thing this week, is that Microsoft is announced, that all of their Game Pass prices are going up. So it's 3 years in a row now that they've increased prices. I probably a number of people put a one in the chat if you have the Game Pass Ultimate, which gives you everything, day one games, on console and PC. It was $20 a month. They just announced it's going up officially November 4th. Or at least for me, November 4th, November 1st, maybe $10, going to $30 a month. So it's not only that, but they now have raised the cost of an Xbox Series X. It's $800 for a console.
What? How old? But how? Wait, how old's that console now?
What are we? 6 years in? 5 years in?
And
maybe?
they're raising prices
Raising,
on consoles
raising.
that's old.
Well, wait, it gets better. So now you have their handheld coming out, which comes out this month. The top end one, the Ally ROG X, if I'm calling it the right thing, maybe, is $1,000. Their cheaper version of the handheld, $600. But wait,
How much they want for it, Glenn?
the top of the line one's $1,000.
$1,000 for a 7 fucking year old console?
No. That's for the new handheld.
Oh, I'm talking about the Series
No,
X.
the Series X, which let's look that up. When did the Series
Well,
X come out?
Video Game Vegas said it's 7 years old. So how much are they asking for that?
7 years old. Okay, yes, it went up to $800 now in the U.S.
$800 for a 7-year-old console. They
So Michael
lost their
B, put in
fucking
the
mind.
chat what does it cost in Canada? Because you know it's got to cost more than what does an Xbox Series X cost in Canada now? What is that going up to? I'm very curious. But so that's gone up. And so now, so it gets better, right? So the timing is really interesting because you have the handheld coming out this month, right? You're getting into the holiday season. And then their biggest game, Call of Duty, the Black Ops is the new one is about to drop next month. And so now you're raising up the price of your premium, well, all of their subscriptions, but especially the premium subscription, which includes your day one, where everybody would get the new Call of Duty Black Ops for free. But not only that, quietly in the background, that they didn't announce like all these great perks. But if you were a premium tiered subscription user, you got 10% off of any DLC. Well, that's quietly gone away, and they haven't talked about that.
Hold on a second.
So, yeah.
Back up. Come on, back up. You know where to go. There you go. Don't take off my finger. Don't take off my. Do not bite my finger. God damn it.
He's bad. You're gonna have to replace him with AI.
But what
So
gets me
yeah,
is everything has
I'm
gotten
getting
so much.
tired of all these subscriptions now. It's like
Well, that's the thing.
everything.
Look what's happening with online subscription, right? So piracy. Let's talk some piracy. People were downloading movies and TV shows, but then streaming came out, Netflix. People realized, you know what? I don't want to pirate. If I can get high quality stuff easy, I'll do that. People went to Netflix. Then became Disney Plus, and then there became 15, 16 other services, all charging $4 or $5. People are paying now more for streaming services. They're paying their cable company. So guess what? People are canceling their streaming services. They're going back to piracy.
Well,
They're
the
doing it
problem is too,
themselves.
is like your subscription services started nickel and diming. So you started out, yeah, I remember Netflix. You started out when they first introduced, they got everybody hooked, and they're like, okay, now we're going to come out with 4K. We're going to charge you more if you want to see it 4K instead of 1080p. You know, and even now, some of these ones like, well, you're paying all this money for your subscription, but oh, wait, we're going to throw ads in there. You want to see without ads? You got to pay more. So I'm an idiot because I do subscribe to a number of different ones. I just got the renewal that's coming up soon for Peacock, and that's going up. So like even
I had
they keep
gotten rid
raising the
of.
prices even on
They
the
did.
subscription
I had
services.
gotten rid of cable. And I went to originally DirecTV, their streaming one. It was like $30. Then they raised theirs. I went to Google TV. You got 5 things. It was $30. Like deal. Now Google TV is like 80, 90, or $100 now.
Yeah.
So I don't have any of those streaming services at all
But where
because
they get you is if as people started going back to cable and get rid of them, well, now we're going to take our best shows and now they're exclusive to streaming only. So they get you again. And it's like, son of a
they
bitch.
get some
And then they wonder
suckers.
why people are pirating stuff
Exactly.
and putting it out on the internet because
Exactly. But also a lot of there's very few shows that are actually good. Most of it is actually
Yeah.
shit. But there are a couple good ones like Alien Earth. All right, I'm not gonna spoil if anyone hasn't seen it yet, but I will say it started off really good. There's something I think Glenn will understand. I'm like, you got to be kidding me with the alien. I'm like, come on. But it was well done.
But
I mean,
I know what you're talking about. I don't want to give it away,
right, don't
but
give it away.
they had to do things differently because you can't just do the
Well,
same thing over and
The
over
only
and
thing that
over
kept me
again
involved
either.
with it was I didn't realize Alien Earth was based off an Alien Earth comic. So because it was built off a comic, okay, so that's where that's coming from. So I'm tolerating it, but I'm still
But
like,
there is a lot of stuff they've done different from that,
okay,
though.
well, I don't know if this was
I'm
one.
very interested to see where they'll go with it. I have friends of mine that don't like it because the aliens aren't in the foreground being the central character, if you will. But I don't mind it as much because I'm very interested.
What?
I enjoyed it, and see where they're going to go with it.
Wait, Cal 64. There's even ads on screens on certain smart fucking So on refrigerators that they're putting ads. That's just pissing me off too. Like even with
Yeah, that I disagree
Amazon
with.
Prime,
Yeah.
you're paying 100 now. It's like $130
Yeah.
a year, and you're putting commercials in.
Yeah.
Netflix. The whole point of
Yeah.
going
I
to these
won't go to the
services,
ad-free version of Prime. Screw that.
no, but I won't pay them anymore. I won't. And,
Yeah.
Netflix, same thing. Now they do ads. You go to the movie theater. I gotta watch. Pretty soon you're gonna watch halfway through the theater. They're gonna pause to put those commercials in. It's now before the show, but it's gonna be
But
in the middle.
you want to hear something funny? It just came out today. Going back to Game Pass for a second. I don't know if they're in a testing phase or they're about to test it, but in Game Pass, they're working on a free version of Game Pass that's ad based. So before you play a game, you'll have to watch ads, or you might only get X number of hours before you have to watch ads. So they're playing around with that too. But even with your subscription things, it's like, they're working the ads in there, but then they're like, okay, how do we keep people on? Because people would buy it for a month and get rid of it. So then they're like going back to the old school thing. The whole idea, which was great about it, I want to watch a show, I want to watch it and binge watch it for a weekend. Nope. Now you get one episode a week, so you have to keep the
You know
subscription.
what? What gets me is as much as these studios claim poverty, like the music industry, they're making record money. The CEOs are making record money.
Yeah.
So all they're doing is nickeling and diming all of us. In the old days when you had 4 or 5 channels on television, all right, you had to have commercials to pay for the programming, right?
Yep.
But if I'm paying a monthly subscription fee, you know exactly how much money you guys are coming in. You're making okay. I understand you're making shows. You got to pay everyone else, but when you start doing shit like this, it's almost
Yeah.
like sleight of hand. You piss us off, and people go back to piracy. I'm sorry. You force it. We were willing to pay $8, $9. Yeah, that's a good deal. Now it's not a good deal. When Cole and
And then,
I we were
yep,
watching what the hell were we watching? Gen V. I love Gen V. Right,
great show.
great
Great
show.
show.
And 2 minutes of ads, like every 5 10 minutes, you got 2 minutes of ads. Like what the hell's going on?
Mhm. Yep. And of course, did they put in restrictions? A lot of these ones will have IP address things that check it, so you can't share it with other
Right,
family
and now
members.
they're
Or,
trying to
oh
block the
wait,
VPN.
pay more for more family members if yeah, it's like it's
Well, here's the thing.
ridiculous.
I had no problem. Like I have Cole, I got my brother, my mother was here at the
Oh,
time. I had
just to
no
interrupt for a second,
yeah.
Jay's saying that I am 10 times louder than you.
Well, because you are 10 times louder than me. I mean, we're not lying when you say that. But according to my meter on this side, we're actually exactly the same. I'll raise mine up to max, but I'll try and see if that does anything.
How's it sound now? Test, test. Go ahead.
See if that's a little bit better.
Is it good? Do we sound about equal now? That's
I
what
mean,
my wife says. I'm too loud.
well, you're also too tall, so do all of it. But see how like when we have this type of conversations, like now I feel good again. I feel good. Um, but I can't get myself like my Elegoo Carbon. Tim just said I sold one for him. I've been wanting to do a review video of this printer. I've had it 3 weeks now. I just can't get myself. I printed
Yeah.
all these things out. Can't get to do it. But back to the streaming thing. Unfortunately, they are causing their own demise. Now they're blocking VPNs. You block a VPN, I don't use your system. I don't use your service. I don't want you guys knowing what I'm looking
Yeah.
at. I
Yeah.
don't want people
Yeah.
prying on what I'm doing. So I'll just won't watch your stuff. I'll get it through other means,
Yep.
and that's just how it goes.
Yep. Yep. But crazy, crazy. So in other news, I shared a link with you. I thought this was kind of an
That was
interesting
this
thing I
thing
saw coming
right
out.
here. Is that what that?
Yeah. Yep. So Meta announced these new Oakley glasses that are 3K.
That's not bad at
Um,
$4.99, really.
yeah, yeah. Considering the specs on the thing is pretty cool. I mean, so you've got 122-degree field of vision, it's 12 megapixel camera, 3K, high definition recording. That's pretty wild. And it'll tie into, your different smart devices and works with Garmin devices. So I thought that was pretty cool. The price for it's not bad, and they're pretty cool looking. They're pretty smart looking glasses. But I thought of you when I saw that because I know you had those cheapo glasses. I'm like, oh, this is
I
right up
did.
your alley.
I did a video review. I don't remember the name anymore, but they did a Kickstarter and they said, Glenn, would you be interested in reviewing these glasses? I'm like, yeah. So I get these glasses, and first of all, they looked horrible. I mean, they looked like Revenge of the Nerds would make fun of you putting these glasses on. But the nothing worked right. It was supposed to translate, that didn't work right. It never. There was no way to. You could connect to your phone and stream from the internet, but there
Yeah.
was no easy way to type and see what you were typing, so you couldn't do anything. And they said you can mirror your cell phone. It never worked. So it's basically a bad experiment. But something like this looks pretty cool. Looks like there's a camera. Looks like right dead center,
And it's Meta, so I'm sure it's going to be a quality product.
and you got the look like the computers back here. So again, I like my Oculus, Meta 2 glasses. I do. So this might not be too bad. And again, at 499, I don't think for what they're offering here is that bad. But is it really going to be usable?
Yeah.
Because this is not the first forte in these type of glasses,
Right.
and they've
And I
all
think this
kind
is
of
one of the
failed.
ones I've seen with these kind of specs, though. But if anybody, I mean, it's Meta. I think if Meta's doing it, it's probably going to have more legs than most other companies
And they'll
because
probably
it's
have
such a,
ads. Every time you turn it on, you can go freaking watch ads,
the ads will pop right up in
and
in your view.
they will know everything about you, everything you're looking
Uh-huh.
at. Every time you go to the men's room, every time you're looking in the ladies' room, they're gonna know all of that stuff.
That's the future now. I mean, look, my sister-in-law was always like, I'm not on this, I'm not on that because, Big Brother. I'm like, if you don't think the government doesn't know every friggin' move you make now, then
Well, that's the thing too. It happened a couple times yesterday. Again, I'm glad I do have a Google device over there. But we're just watching TV, and okay, Google wasn't said. Nothing along those lines was said. And all of a sudden, she starts talking to us. Like, what keyed you off? And
Yep.
you know, we got the smartwatches. I got my smartwatch. Oh, you can't see because I'm on video. Got smartwatch. I got my cell phone. I have Alexas in every single room of the house. I have
Yeah. I have that
Google.
happen with my Alexa. It'll just start talking all of a sudden. I'm like, yeah, and like it'll be quiet. I'll be sitting here working. I'm like, what the hell triggered it off? It's like it is weird.
Have you ever tried? Have you ever tried Google and Alexa trying to talk? Like I had them right next to each other.
No, that'd be funny though.
I
Although I'm on Alexa Plus now. Has yours upgraded to Alexa Plus yet?
I don't know. Is that going to charge me for that?
So no, it's a free upgrade. It only works with some of the newer Alexa devices, but it's kind of freaky because if anybody has an Alexa out there, it's kind of like, "Hi, I'm Alexa." It's got this sort of computerized voice. The new Alexa sounds just like a real person. Let me see, actually let me crank mine up and see if I can get it to talk because I have the new Alexa voice. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 8:46 p.m.
Alexa, what's the weather going to be this weekend?
This weekend will be sunny and warm. Saturday's high will be 79 degrees with a low of 49. Sunday will be even warmer, reaching 82 degrees with a low of 50.
Says it sounds more human now. I don't know if you heard that easily enough. Did that
I
come through
did. I
okay?
will say
Yeah.
on my cell phone, I have Gemini,
Yeah.
and I actually have conversations back and forth with Gemini, but it's not a good conversation. I will ask it, "What do you think about like Battlestar Galactica?" "Oh, which one?" I'm like, "Oh, there's two of them." I say, "Okay, well, how do you feel about the original series?" "Ah, the classics, Battlestar Galactica, truly a classic show." "Well, what do you think about it?" I said, "No, Gemini, I'm asking you, what do you think about
Yeah.
it?" "I think it's a great sci-fi classic." "What do you think about it?" So she's not really engaging. It's just making,
Yeah.
and I can ask it about a car. It'll come back with the same type of responses. Does Alexa
Well,
do that?
welcome to Alexa Plus because I
Ah,
already noticed the difference. So the difference is now, normally you have to say Alexa and talk to it. It pauses and you can continue on conversations without having to do the wake word. But what's kind of freaky about it is like I'll talk to it a couple hours later and it will bring up things that I talked to it about earlier in the day. So it remembers.
that's good
So
because Gemini doesn't. I had this
Yeah,
whole
and you can teach
conversation.
it stuff. I said, I started playing around. I said, what can I teach it? Like I told, I told it I was having a conversation about my dogs with it, and so their names and how old they are, and it like remembered specific things about my dogs, and it will come back in conversation. So it does learn. Although I asked it whether or not it learns, it's like no, I don't remember learn things. I'm like, well, you did.
Now, not to change gears, Glenn, but John Jay brought up
Yeah,
another point about CRISPR. Are you familiar with CRISPR? And not the CRISPR from like
no,
crispy, Cheerios or something. So CRISPR is in all of our bodies right now, all living things. CRISPR is a
is
little,
that like midichlorians?
I guess you could consider it that, but it actually is something that edits, repairs, and can change DNA. Okay,
Okay.
and it's actually precise. So if you know what gene sequence to change in your DNA, CRISPR would go in there, find that spot, edit it out, and do repairs, whatever. So
Oh wow.
we have learned how to program CRISPR to do things like sickle cell anemia,
Right.
right? That's a red blood disease where the red blood cells are misformed, they don't work right. With CRISPR, it can now cure that person of that completely. If you, let's say, are genetically blind due to a gene issue, if you know what sequence it is, CRISPR will go in your body, fix it, and you'd see great. If you We find out what gene controls growing hands, you can eat a CRISPR and it would modify the. So it's a way of editing our DNA to make changes in our bodies. Like even things like autism. If we know where in the genome autism happens, CRISPR could repair that and you'd be perfectly fine as soon as it makes the repairs. So John's saying CRISPR is more dangerous because, in theory, it could also be used in bad ways. You
Yeah.
can
Wow.
modify a gene saying that if you don't get a certain, vitamin every day, the government says you don't do what we tell you to do, you don't get this vitamin, you'll be dead tomorrow. So that's a possibility. But again, AI could use John. AI could use CRISPR to modify our DNA to say, if we don't get a certain thing every day by following its orders, AI would kill us. So that's another thing. But do you remember the remake of Planet of the Apes?
Yeah.
Right. So the big thing in there, he was trying to cure Alzheimer's disease, and that's something like he was using a CRISPR. CRISPR can go in there and modify it. So that's basically what this could do. This could turn into something that does kill us all if we modify things incorrectly. Or
Wow.
we could use
Wow.
CRISPR on viruses. Like they've already found ways to use the herpes virus, which is not a good thing. You get the herpes cold sores. I don't get those things, but people do. But what's good about herpes is it infects cells in a way that the cell has no defense. So you genetically modify herpes to only attack cancer. So they've been using this now. You infect the body. It doesn't cause sores, but it infects your body and it goes in and it only attacks and destroys cancer cells. Now, in theory, that sounds great, but do we know what it would do where long term? Will it do other damage? Because that's what happened in Planet of the Apes. Originally, it was curing Alzheimer's. Then it took a stronger and stronger dose. And then all of a sudden, we became stupid and became like monkeys, or monkeys ourselves. But that's the wonderful thing and the bad thing about science. We're at the point now where we can literally go into our DNA, make precise changes for good or bad. Like right now, I have brown eyes. I think you got brown eyes too, right?
Yeah.
Right. We can go in there, use CRISPR. You can come out with blue eyes. It'll just change the DNA. Wake up in the morning, your eyes will be blue or green or red. You could do things like that. See in the dark, X-ray vision, whatever. Those are
I'd like
things.
X-ray vision. That'd be cool.
Well, I think that would be kind of cool too. But um, the point is that we're now at a point now where, as humans, we're messing with a lot of things relatively quickly, which could be great though. I mean, we've cured sickle cell anemia, and there's been a couple of things that they've cured. I think even I think they're in trials now for like diabetes, right? Permanently curing diabetes, regrowing tissues. in your case, in my case, kidneys that hopefully don't have kidney stones in them, and just take out the kidney, give me a new one. You just swap out the kidney. Or design again a virus that goes on our kidneys that eats and breaks down stones. It finds a stone, it just breaks them down naturally, just eats them up. Maybe it turns it into protein so we get bigger
I
muscles.
could use that right now. I've got one that's ready to pop that's been kicking in there for 2 weeks after I had one a few weeks ago. So I'm like, I'd give anything to have something to eat the damn kidney stone.
Oh, yeah. Well, mobile mutant, yes. I always think of that. Whenever I hear herpes, I always think of Ice Pirates from 1984. Space herpes. But but that's the thing too. Like herpes if it's not relatively soon, will be curable completely because we can have CRISPR go in your body, which CRISPR goes into every single cell. There's no way for a cell not to have a CRISPR go in it because CRISPR's in all of our cells anyway, and it would know where the herpes, virus is in there, and it would deactivate it or turn it
Uh,
into something that looks for cancers and kills the cancers. So see, when you come into Kicking Old School, we talk about friggin' everything here. We went from depression to shutting down my YouTube channel to AI to herpes, space herpes. We've talked about it all.
I like Mike hurts. Have they cured micropenis syndrome yet? I'm asking for a friend.
I must have missed that one. I did not see that.
Oh man, 18 millimeter removed? Wow. Had an 18.
You, you and I,
Wow,
I had an 18 millimeter, 12 millimeter, and
that's
8
insane.
millimeters in my right kidney, and I had 6 more in my left
Wow,
kidney. And actually, I still have them a couple in there right now. So basically, the size of your thumbnail. I
that's
also had
crazy.
in my kidneys. And I know it's my own
That's
fault. I
crazy.
can't blame anyone but myself. But water does not taste like soda or margaritas, so
Oof.
blame Mother Nature on that one. But I hope it was removed. Oh, good, it was removed. Okay, that's a
Well, hey,
biggie.
I know we're almost out of time. What do you have planned for this weekend?
Well, the video game Vegas got the other problem. He's 2 inches from the ground, so I guess the CRISPR can
Is
help you
that a
there too.
problem? I don't know. Depends on who. Depends on what she says. I don't know.
Exactly. So listen, the poll. I'm gonna stop the poll because that's been going all day.
Oh yeah. What's our survey results?
So the survey says 87. Should I keep doing YouTube? But 30% said no. So uh, again, I'm trying to get myself back into the mentality. Again, this was a fun show. This was a fun show. So I'm glad we did do it. And Blue, let's give you another speak. Speak. You want this? Say it.
Yeah, I think it's okay if look, if every now and then, even if it's every other couple of times a month, for a while till you kind of recuperate, you got to do what's best for yourself.
Blue, speak. 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 Speak.
So on the edge. There he
Up.
goes.
Up. Up. Give me a paw. He'll do anything. Anyone want the motor changed? He'll do anything for a treat.
So what do you have going on this weekend?
Actually, I'm a little bit under the weather, so probably some
But
3D
that's
printing.
never stopped you before. That's why
No,
I'm asking.
it hasn't, but I do want to make sure next Saturday, I keep saying Saturday, next Sunday, I'm flying with Cole down to Universal Studios. We got a nice place down there. Gonna meet some friends down there, and I don't want to be sick for that. I haven't been on a vacation in so long. I want to go down in Florida and actually really enjoy ourselves. But this weekend, I'm probably maybe watch. Tron Legacy is coming out. Not Tron Legacy. Tron Ares is
That,
coming out.
that's the
So
following weekend.
right.
Yeah.
So I think maybe this weekend will be a Tron, Tron marathon weekend. Torture Cole. watch watch some Tron. How about yourself? We got any big plans this weekend?
Well, like you, I know you love the Halloween season, so I'm going to see. I'm going to catch this movie. Actually, going to read the description. I'm going to go see Bone Lake tomorrow, which I'm hoping is good. But I have to read the description, which I thought I brought it up. Now watch, I probably don't have it up anymore because when I read the description, I'm like, oh God, this screams Glenn. Hang on, let me see if I can get this again. Hopefully the same description comes up because I was laughing about this. Yeah, here we go. This is the description that comes up for Bone Lake. Diego and Sage's romantic vacation at a scheduled lakeside estate gets upended when they're forced to share a mansion with a mysterious and attractive couple. Their dream getaway soon spirals into a nightmarish maze of sex, lies, and manipulation as terrifying secrets come to life, triggering a bloody battle for survival. And I was like, okay, the maze of sex, lies, and manipulation. I'm like, Glenn's got to see this movie.
Actually, I was reading this here. I was a little bit in shock that Video Game Vegas thought the first two Tron movies were bad. I am shocked, Video Game Vegas. The first
Look,
Tron is
I
an
love the
absolute
first Tron
classic.
movie, but it hasn't. I do love the first one. It's got a
Oh,
special place in
it
my heart, but it has
absolutely
not
does.
aged well.
But you know what?
It
He
has
may be.
not aged
I don't know
well.
how old he is. He may not be like more age. When we saw that in the theater, that movie was
Oh, it
unreal,
was revolutionary.
unreal. And
There was nothing
Legacy,
like it at the time.
Legacy, the soundtrack alone, even just the damn soundtrack was just great. And the
Yeah,
effects I thought were pretty decent.
yeah. This one I gotta say I am looking forward to it though. I may have to wait to see it because I do really want to see it 40x. Um, but I think I wanted to see about going with you to check that out because I think that'd be cool. But I don't know how long it's in the theater at 40x. For those of you who aren't familiar, 40x it's 3D motion seats like wind, rain. I don't know if there'll be any rain, but they do all kinds of effects. And Regal has a 40x theater that's about an hour away. And the last movie I saw recently was Jaws. That was a lot of fun, but this seems like it's prime for 40x. The last really one that took advantage of it years ago I saw was Rogue One, and that was amazing.
Oh, we got an end of show super chat from Green Sammy 87. Two Glens, I'll give two. Two Glens, I'll give two tens. Love this show. You know what? I really do. First of all, Green Sammy, thank you. You never have to give the money, but I appreciate it. That I feel a lot better. This was a really good show. I just got a lot again more. I keep stuff bottled up. I think guys do that a lot, and I come in here, I talk to my friends, and I was able to vent some of my feelings here. Saved by Zero agrees. 4DX is awesome. Um, so we'll see. I definitely have to rest this weekend. So we'll probably do a show. Like I said next week, and maybe Glenn, if you come back, maybe we'll do a Tron episode next week. Because the
We
show.
could do Tron episode, yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about the first two Trons. Maybe get Video Game Vegas on board. Because he does like he likes the arcade game. How can he not like the movies?
Although the most recent one they did an isometric like top down one, I played the demo for it.
Did
But
you
there are some
play?
good.
Was it Tron? Tron the something code? What was it?
Is that the most recent one?
No, I want to say it came out like 20. It came out like around 2010,
Oh
2011.
yeah, yeah. I think that if I memory serves me, I think that was all right.
I liked it. It was a good
Yeah, I
game.
think that one was pretty decent. But this new one that was wasn't feeling it. Wasn't feeling the vibe. I wanted to be good, but I wasn't feeling the vibe for it.
Oh, and actually, I think it's I will take a look at Video Game Vegas. I think that's the email you sent me. Like I said, I've been kind of just not in the YouTube euphoria. But listen, Glenn, I appreciate you coming on. I kind of asked you last minute. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
rest. My
always
stun
fun.
gun is still going. It's not done yet, but it looks like it'll be done. Let's see. It'll tell me when it'll be done. Let's take a look real quick. These are all the prints I've done. Look at all these things I've been printing. I've been going nonstop on this thing.
That's awesome.
This will be done in 35 minutes. So
Nice.
we'll take a look at that. So listen, I want to thank all you guys who posted. Want me to continue the show and going forward. I'm just going through a rut. I know it's been 10 years. It's a lot of work, and I do appreciate it. Blue appreciates it as long as he gets a treat. But I do appreciate all you guys every week. And again, you make me feel better. I feel better right now, and I thank you for that. Um, Glenn, listen, I appreciate it. I want to wish you all a no sick weekend. And I know Super Gamer
Yeah, I
Dudes
hope you
is,
get better.
yeah, I'll be fine. I'm just going to keep drinking my margaritas. Uh, have a good night. Have a good weekend. Game on. But remember, most important, like I tell you guys every week, and I do mean it, always tell family and friends that you love them. Tomorrow's never promised. People could be here today. They could be walking down the street and be gone tomorrow. Don't let that happen to you. I know a few people who are not too well off right now, and it's also eating me up a little bit inside, I think. So I want to thank you all for joining. Maybe we'll do Tron Legacy next week with Glenn coming back. But in the meantime, remember, what did we tell him, Glenn?
I'm gonna leave that. You have to say that one. That's you. That's all you.
All right,
That's
guys.
your catchphrase.
Game on.
Gluing on cartridges, hit and reset. 8-bit dreams, can't lose that bet. Floppy disks and arcade lights. Pac-Man, Frogger, we're playing all night. Sixes in the background, neon in the air. 80s vibes, man, we didn't care. VHS tapes, staying up too late. Saturday cartoons, can't wait to escape. Dial-ups humming, we're hacking the code. Back when everything was in upload mode. Atari, Commodore, pixels on screen. Living in the future was more than a dream. It's time to kick it old school. Turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool. We're taking it back, that's how we roll and roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades, TV shows that ruled. You know we're kicking it old school. MTV playing our favorite jams. Moonwalking with MJ, Neon Slam. Ghostbusters, here we're ready to go. Chasing slasher scenes, fears in tow. Back to the future, hop in the DeLorean. Knight Rider cruising, man, there's no ignoring them. Battlestar Galactica, what a ride. Looney Tunes, antics, pure joy inside. Blockbusters ruled, we lined up for days. Video games booted up in the pixelated maze. Movie marathons and popcorn nights. We ruled the screen, living in the lights. It's time to kick it old school. Turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool. We're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades, TV shows that ruled. You know we're kicking it old school. Grab your joystick, the game's about to start. A high-score world, now that's an art. We're cruising on hoverboards, living our dream. Old school forever, we're igniting the scene. It's time to kick it old school. Turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool. We're taking it back, that's how we roll.